We have 4 representatives, my friends. Do you hear me? Is it?
Yes, we can.
Can I start?
Yes,
Do you hear me?
we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So since we have a very brief briefing, so I would start now. Thank you very much for attending. I don't know if you were yesterday at our event, but anyway, welcome for today's briefing. It will be very brief and very straightforward. It's more informative than anything else. First of all, it's just a small and nice information. On this Sunday, last Sunday, what is this, 5th of May, it was Orthodox Pascha. So all Orthodox Christians were celebrating Pascha. So Selamat Hari Raya Pascha, who is celebrating anyway. And this week will be the blessed week too. So all the best for the people of Indonesia, independently whether they are Christian, Muslim, or Buddhist, or whoever else. It's always a big holiday, big event. Now, very brief, 2 brief announcements, which are important. First, on the 11 and 12, 11 dan 12 June, in Berlin, the Ukraine Recovery Conference would take place. This will be the 3rd conference of the kind. First took place in Switzerland, second in London last year, but this is the 3rd. And the questions under discussion with the rebuilding of Ukrainian infrastructure, rebuilding of Ukrainian like industries, critical infrastructure, transport, roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, etc. Of course, the Republic of Indonesia was invited, but I haven't received the confirmation. So it will be a big discussion on the issues. First, how to find the finance, the sources of financing. So it will be approved and agreed by the participants. And second important issue is insurance of the investment. So the companies, state companies or private companies from all over the world will take part in the conference. Well, the volumes will be, I cannot tell you for sure, but last conference in London, they declared amount of funds was $15 billion. This time it should be like around $40 billion, I expect, or more. Big projects, and this is a regular conference now. So I will appreciate if you could just disseminate the information. Perhaps Indonesian companies like big players might participate in this year. It's all good, nothing bad. And second one is maybe you already know that on 15th and 16th of June, just after the Berlin Recovery Conference, the inaugural Peace Summit will take place in Switzerland. The concrete place I will inform you later, but it will be in Switzerland. And well, as agreed upon by the President of Ukraine and proposed to host by the President of Switzerland. So again, as you know, the summit will be based on the preliminary discussions, previous discussions that took place a few times during last few months in Copenhagen, in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, in Malta, and in Davos. So the number of participants changed from originally 14 to 83 in please switch off your microphones, my dear friend, Mr. Muhammad. Yeah, thank you so much. So this time, the Ukraine and Switzerland jointly invited more than 150 countries. Let's see well, but we expect definitely the number more than 100. And this will be a wide representation of the global South countries. So we expect the high-level representatives on the level of heads of states, heads of governments, and or special representatives of the heads of state, special envoys. So yes, the Republic of Indonesia, of course, as the good friend, good partner, and global player, was invited, and I expect, really expect, and pray for that it will be represented on a high level during this summit. Basically, the main target and like the first and main target is to how we restore the peace of Ukraine. It will be the platform for discussion. The aim of the summit is just to provide a high-level platform, like G20, like the UN General Assembly, a platform to discuss the ways of restoring peace in Ukraine. And on that basis, later on, it could be the metrics to restore the peace in other parts of the world and prevent all the wars and conflicts. The issues that are on the agenda will include definitely the nuclear safety, definitely the free navigation in the Black Sea and Sea of Azov, as important elements of food security. Of course, it will include the issues of exchange of the prisoners of war, all to all, and return of Ukrainian children. So very humanitarian aspects. Also, the Global Peace Summit should confirm the commitment to the sovereignty, independence, unity, and territorial integrity of all states within the internationally recognized borders and under the framework and on the basis of the UN Charter and key principles of international law. So June will be full of events. And I expect really that all the big players of the world will respond and will participate in those. Now, maybe final item before I can answer your questions will be the event that will take place tomorrow. It's a so-called inauguration of Vladimir Putin. On May 7, tomorrow, Russia will hold the ceremony of install Vladimir Putin in office. In this way, the Russian authorities are attempting to give the entire world the illusion of legality for the lifelong stay in power of a person who has turned the Russian Federation into an aggressor state and the ruling regime into a dictatorship. So basically, tomorrow we'll see how the person who became a dictator and turned his country into a terrorist state, an aggressor state, will declare himself once again a ruler of the country since 2000, the year 2000, like 24 years, whatever. During the so-called March elections, the Russian Federation violated numerous international documents that serve as the foundation for the modern system of international relations, including the UN Charter, the Declaration on the Principles of International Law, the Geneva Convention on the Protection of Civilian Persons in Time of War, the final act of the Conference on Security and Cooperation in Europe, and dozens of the UN General Assembly resolutions. The illegal organization of another so-called electoral process in the sovereign territories of Ukraine, temporarily occupied by Russia. It's like Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson regions, Autonomous Republic of Crimea, of course, accompanied by threats, blackmails, and fear by the Ukrainians who live in the temporarily occupied territories. It was forcibly relocated to the territory of the Russian Federation, constituted a brutal violation of generally recognized norms and principles of international law. Despite warnings from authoritative international institutions, Russia's actions once again demonstrate that its leadership does not recognize its responsibility and is unwilling to end the illegal, unjustified, full-scale armed aggression against Ukraine, which has lasted more than 2 years and precisely 804 days, and resulted in numerous human casualties and destruction. Based on the foregoing and the International Criminal Court's active arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin, Ukraine sees no legal basis for recognizing him as the democratically elected and legitimate president of the Russian Federation. Moreover, the recent resolutions of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe of April 17 and the European Parliament of April 25 confirmed the ineligibility of holding so-called elections in Ukraine's temporarily occupied territories, the undemocratic nature in Russia itself, and in fact refute the legitimacy of the results of the so-called elections. So we call upon foreign countries, our partners, international organizations, and the public to follow suit by not recognizing the results of these fake elections or not recognizing Russian dictator Putin as a legitimate president, to resist the demolition of the system of the rule of law and universally recognized democratic values, as well to continue effectively supporting Ukraine in the fight against Russian aggression for its independence, territorial integrity, and freedom. And as we know, the Russian aggression poses now the threat to Europe, European, and not just European, but world, global peace and security. So that's basically everything I wanted to share with you today. We still have some time, so I will be happy to answer your questions, if any. Any questions, please? It's okay. Maybe something was not clear or anything, but today I wanted it to be brief and concentrated. So two announcements and one like a position on tomorrow's event in the terrorist Russia state. No questions, my dear friends? If that's all, I will once again wish you to have a blessed week, and may Tuhan Yang Maha Esa protect you from the calamities of this world, and wish happiness and love to you, your families, and your loved ones. Thank you so much for your kind attention. And I will really, or maybe like finally, few little announcements. That was a big scale ones, yeah, but small scale ones is that Ukrainian embassy in during next few months will have few events, which I hope you might participate. It will be nice. It will be the openings of the exhibitions. It will be the demonstration of various movies, documentaries related to the war or to some specific topics like sportsmen during the war or journalists as reporting from the battlefields. Also, we will have a few charity events, which I cannot announce because we don't have still don't have dates, but I hope we will have them in June, July, and September. So I will highly appreciate your attention and appreciate your participants. Thank you so much, my dear friends. What do we have here? Wait, chat. Do we have a question? No, we don't have a question. we don't have questions. Okay, then God bless you all, and I see you next time. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I always appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much, my dear good friends. I can recognize I recognize where you're from, and you know what? You give me a great inspiration every time you come and meet together to to share my thoughts and things. Thank you very much again. Thank you for inspiration and support.